It was meant to be her moment of power, her day in court to silence a critic forever. But in a stunning, brutal, and very public legal showdown, the exact opposite happened. Meghan Markle didn't just lose. She was humiliated. Our sources inside the London legal scene confirmed that her legal team was not just defeated, they were laughed out of the room. The case was dismissed with such force, such finality, that it has sent a shockwave through her entire operation. This isn't a minor legal setback. This is a professional annihilation that exposes the fundamental weakness of the Sussex brand. Welcome to Royal Report 24/7, the fastest-growing channel for royal news that pulls no punches. If you want the raw, unfiltered truth about the royal world, you have found your home. Before we reveal the shocking details of this legal massacre that has left Meghan's team in total disarray, you need to be part of our community. Subscribe to Royal Report 24/7 right now and hit that like button. Your subscription is what makes us the most fearless voice in royal reporting. Share this video everywhere. This is a story that needs to be seen. Now, let's get to the humiliation. The case in question was a libel lawsuit. Meghan, through her attorneys, had targeted a prominent British biographer. The author had written a book that contained passages about Meghan's time as a working royal. The passages were critical. They suggested that Meghan was difficult, demanding, and deliberately undermined palace staff. Meghan's team alleged these were lies. They sued for defamation, demanding a massive financial settlement and a full retraction. This was a classic Sussex power move. Use the legal system to punish critics and control the narrative. It had worked before, but this time, something was different. The biographer didn't back down. They hired a formidable, notoriously aggressive legal firm known for shredding weak cases. And they were ready. The humiliation began not in a public courtroom, but in a pretrial hearing. This is where a judge reviews the strength of the case before it ever goes to a jury. Meghan's legal team presented their arguments. They claimed the book statements were false and had caused immense damage to her reputation. They presented their evidence. And then, the biographer's legal team responded. And what happened next, according to our courtroom insiders, was nothing short of a bloodbath. The opposing counsel systematically dismantled Meghan's case. They argued, with cold, brutal precision, that the statements in the book were not libelous, but were protected opinion and fair comment based on multiple sources. They presented evidence of their own, emails from former aides, testimony from anonymous palace staffers, that they claimed supported the author's right to publish their conclusions. But the real dagger was their final argument. They stated, and we quote from legal documents, "The claimant, as a prolific public figure who has willingly and profitably placed her personal life and her grievances at the center of her public brand, must accept a higher threshold for criticism. She cannot sell her story to the world and then sue the world for discussing it." The judge agreed. In a scathing, dismissive ruling, the judge threw the case out. He didn't just dismiss it. He sanctioned Meghan's team, ordering them to pay the biographer's substantial legal fees for bringing what he described as a manifestly unfounded and vexatious claim. This is the legal equivalent of a judge not only telling you you're wrong, but fining you for wasting the court's time. But the most devastating detail, the one that has truly shattered the Sussex camp, came from inside the courtroom. As the judge read his final ruling, several members of the biographer's legal team were seen openly shaking their heads with smirks of disbelief. One was even heard to mutter, "A puny lawsuit," under his breath to a colleague. The disrespect was palpable. The professionals in the room, the experts in British libel law, viewed Meghan's case as a joke. A frivolous, pathetic attempt at intimidation that was doomed from the start. Why is this so catastrophic for Meghan and Harry? Let's break down the fallout. First, it proves their legal bullying tactics no longer work. They have relied on lawsuits to keep critics in line. Now, every biographer, every journalist, every blogger knows that the Sussex legal threat is a paper tiger. It can be defeated. This ruling has effectively given a green light for more critical books, more investigative reports, and more hard-hitting analysis. The dam has broken. Second, the financial cost is immense. They are now on the hook for their own multi-million-dollar legal team and the multi-million-dollar legal team of the biographer they sued. This is a financial hemorrhage that comes at a time when their Netflix and Spotify deals are reportedly underperforming. This legal loss isn't just an embarrassment, it's a financial disaster. Third, And most importantly, this exposes a fatal flaw in their entire post-royal strategy. They have built their brand on being victims of a ruthless media machine. But this court ruling officially labels them as the aggressors. They are the ones using the system to silence speech. They are the bullies. This completely inverts their carefully crafted narrative and makes them look hypocritical, thin-skinned, and tyrannical. The reaction from the public and the media has been merciless. Headlines across the UK are celebrating the legal loss. Social media is flooded with memes mocking the puny lawsuit. The phrase itself has become a hashtag, a rallying cry for their critics. The Sussexes have become a laughingstock. Inside Meghan's Montecito headquarters, the atmosphere is described as funereal. There is panic. There is finger-pointing. Who advised her to pursue this case? Which member of her inner circle failed to see this humiliating outcome? Our sources say Meghan is in a state of rage and disbelief. She truly believed she would win. She was convinced the system would bend to her will. The reality check has been brutal. This loss is more than a single case. It is a symbol. It symbolizes the end of the Sussexes' perceived invincibility. It proves that there are institutions, like the British judicial system, that cannot be bought, bullied, or charmed. It proves that their power has limits. The message from that London courtroom was heard around the world. Your lawsuit is puny. Your case is weak. And your intimidation tactics end here. For Harry and Meghan, this is their lowest point since Megxit. They have been legally, financially, and reputationally spanked. And the world is watching them bleed. This story is a turning point for the Sussex brand, and the fallout is just beginning. To get every single update on this developing crisis, the financial repercussions, the internal staff shakeups, the global media reaction, you cannot miss a single report. Help us become the #1 royal news channel by liking this video, sharing it on every platform you have, and most importantly, subscribing to Royal Report 24/7 and slamming that notification bell. We are Royal Report 24/7. We report the truth, no matter how brutal. Thank you for watching.